They wanted my space. That's what my father said over dinner, his tone casual as if asking me to pass the salt. My stepmother sat beside him, nodding like some decorative fixture, silent approval built into her posture. "We're taking your office," he said. Just like that. No preamble, no discussion. I stared at them across the table, the people who had raised me, who had taught me to blend in, to avoid conflict. My mother had been gone for 12 years. He remarried 8 months later. "Okay," I said. "I'll clear it out tomorrow." His smile was immediate, relieved, triumphant, victorious. I didn't touch my plate after that. The office wasn't just an office. It was mine. The only piece of that house that still felt like mine. A converted garage I had poured money, time, and sweat into when I moved back during COVID. Drywall, insulation, wiring, all redone. I turned it into my design studio. Clients visited there. My portfolio lived in those walls. But apparently, it was needed now for her yoga studio, another hobby funded by my father's retirement account. I should have expected it. The subtle erasures had started long ago. My mother's pictures vanished from the mantel. Her garden turned into a bed of rocks. My childhood bedroom became a guest room, one I needed permission to enter. And now my office. That night I didn't sleep. I sat among the remnants of my work, running my hands over the custom desk, the lighting I installed myself, the built-in shelves. Then I opened the folders of paperwork I'd kept. Receipts, permits, bank statements, proof of every dollar spent. The property was under my father's name, yes, but the permits bore mine. The contractor's license, my signature, every improvement documented. Anger didn't rise. Cold calculation did. The next morning I began the move. They watched from the kitchen window. I worked deliberately, photographing every corner, documenting every custom detail, the cabinets, the soundproofing, the lighting. By evening, the room was empty, except for the built-in improvements, which couldn't be removed. "All done," I said at dinner. "It's yours now." My stepmother was already planning paint colors. I moved into a small, pricey apartment downtown. Distance cleared my head. Week 1, I filed a mechanic's lien for the unpaid improvements. Every receipt, permit, and hour logged. Total value? $47,000, more than I had realized. Week 2, I contacted a real estate attorney, laid out every detail. The lien was rock solid. My father couldn't sell or refinance without addressing it first. Week 3, I waited. Then the call came on Tuesday. "What the hell is this?" My father's voice, sharp and confused. "There's a lien on my house. Your name is on it." "Yes," I said. "For the office renovations. I was never reimbursed." "You never asked to be reimbursed." "I never asked you to take my space either, but here we are." Silence. "This is family property," he said finally. "Then pay me for my work, or transfer the space to me," I replied. "Your choice." "You're trying to extort us," he said. "No," I said calmly. "I'm a licensed contractor who improved your property. This is standard procedure when clients don't pay." The attorney's letter arrived 3 days later. Formal, precise, undeniable. Every improvement listed, every expense accounted for, every legal right detailed. They had 3 options: pay the full $47,000, negotiate a settlement, or legally transfer the garage unit to me as a separate rentable space, a complex process they wouldn't want. They chose settlement. We met at the attorney's office. No dinner table, no casual smiles. My father looked older, my stepmother avoided my gaze. The settlement, $30,000 in full, plus a legally binding clause giving me first refusal if they ever intended to reuse the space for non-residential purposes. "This isn't what family does," he said later, standing in the parking lot. "You're right," I replied. "It isn't." I deposited the check the next morning. Half went to a down payment on a small commercial studio, the rest into an investment account my mother had left me, money he never knew existed. The yoga studio lasted 6 months. Now their once coveted garage sits empty, a converted space holding only expensive silence. Sometimes betrayal isn't loud. Sometimes it's just dinner conversation cloaked in entitlement. And sometimes revenge isn't fire, it's quiet, measured, absolute.